Hi, Rob.
We're live.
We are so live. We are super
Live.
live.
We're going to talk some pool today.
We're going to talk such pool. It's going to be such good. I can't wait. We have the two quietest people on the podcast with us today, Rob. Chris and Sam never say anything unless they force them to.
Oh, well, we're going to force them then.
Well, I think we should just have a conversation for as long as we can and just see how long it takes for one of them to decide they want to partake in this.
Oh, you'll be there all day.
Oh, crap. Chris wins. That's probably good that Chris won, because if Sam would have won, Chris probably would have called the cops on him. Because Sam's not legally old enough to be within this bar that we exist in.
Underage. Gosh darn it.
Just
where did this even take place?
The Scotty Townsend Memorial takes place it's in Texas, I'm pretty sure. It takes place in Arena Billiards, West Monroe, Louisiana. I was way off. So that's a bummer. But yeah, Louisiana, 15,000 added April 29th through 30th. 6,000 added. Calcutta, I don't know. Oh, 6,000 added for the tournament. Okay, the rest is going to be added into one pocket. We're going to talk about that later on too, because I just don't understand some of that stuff. That's just super weird. But did Sam feed his hamsters to his internet? It isn't junk. Yeah, Sam, did you feed your hamsters a little bit extra food this week so that they could? Yeah.
Give them a little bit extra so that way the internet would actually, go smoothly this time.
Well, hopefully, anyways.
I'm hoping this probably 15 minutes later, you guys will be talking with just the three of you. I'll be running to that other spot in my house.
What'd you say? You're starting to break up.
You're joking. I know you are.
Yeah, I'm messing with you. Yeah, I'm messing with you. I figured it wasn't actually your internet that was bad. I figured the cops were just outside, limiting your internet because you're not old enough to be on the podcast. So
probably.
Figured that was probably it. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Should we get started talking about the fun drama of the day?
Let's hear it. Come on, Nate.
Yeah. All right. Well, I came across this just like everybody else, basically, on Facebook, because that's kind of how things travel around these days. Is people just dumb. So essentially, Kennedy Meyman is 16. She's playing in this tournament in Louisiana, which is at a bar, which serves alcohol. You're not supposed to be in a bar. Well, I guess it's always state by state. So this is one of the issues with federalism, I guess, is you kind of just make up your state's rules as you go. And I don't know the exact rules in Louisiana. Maybe we're lucky enough to have somebody in the group today that is from Louisiana that can shed light on this a little bit more clearly for us. But I know in Wisconsin, you can be in a bar up until you're 18 with a parent. Past 18, you're not supposed to be allowed in the bar at all because you're a legal adult. Because you're a legal adult, and you can't have a guardian when you're a legal adult, because that's kind of the point of being an adult, right? I've never known anybody who was 19 that was with a parent to get turned away. But by the letter of the law, once you're 18, you're not supposed to be able to be in a bar that serves alcohol, that doesn't do at least, 40% of business and food sales. There's kind of a gray area in there too. But
there is a gray area.
Yeah, you can't be there. You can't be in a bar at all from age 18 to 21 if it's basically strictly serves booze. I don't know what the rule is in Louisiana. I'm sure that there's something there. But is my internet bad?
You broke up. Audio broke up.
Yeah, you broke up a lot.
Oh, geez. My computer's been bad. I got to reset it today. I might have to do that halfway through this. But anyways, Kennedy beats, let's see, Tina Hatton, who I guess is a BCA league operator in her area, and beats her pretty badly, 7-0. And apparently her response to that is to get mad and call the cops on her for being in there. So at that situation, Chris, you won the competition between Sam and you for the quietest. So why don't you take it away from here? What is your thoughts on getting beat 7-0 and deciding that your response to that is going to be to call the cops? Let's hear it.
I don't I don't even know how you get yourself into that headspace. I don't even know how she's come up with that as an option of something to do. How that's even occurred to her is just unbelievable. On some of the forums on AZ, it's saying like the excuse she said was she wanted to protect the room from getting closed down, breaking rules, etc., etc. But that is nothing to do with her. It's completely up to the people that are running the place. If they want to take the risk or give special dispensation, whatever it is, then that's up to them. It's got nothing to do with her. So it would be good to hear from her, but I've never heard of her before. I don't even know if she's any good, but it would be interesting to see what she has to say, given everybody's reaction to it.
Well, egos are fragile, and ladies have them just like the guys do.
I did see that she had a few.
Beat 7-0 by anybody. Your ego's a little bit bruised.
Yeah, I know, but you shouldn't have a big ego if you're not really any good.
Right. Well, no, I know pool players have pretty big egos. Aren't very good. So, yeah, that does happen.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I can look her up on. Of course she. Why would she have a Fargo? Why wouldn't she? Okay, apparently she doesn't have a Fargo rate, so. I'm assuming that she's not that good if she doesn't have a Fargo rate.
I noticed that she
did try to, what?
Do the APA not collect data to give everybody a Fargo rate?
Well,
no?
Ironically, she's a BCA operator according to Facebook.
Sorry.
And if she's a BCA operator, they do. I mean, they do all of their stuff with Fargo rate. So, I mean, maybe she's under Fargo rate under a different name. That's very possible, especially once women get married and stuff like that. Their surname is on there, but maybe they change last names. It's hard to say. Hillbilly Island life. So she sucks.
Yeah, comments are going to be good on this one.
Well, it kind of just is what it is. Sam, what do you think? As a 16-year-old kid, has anything like this ever happened to you?
No, this has never happened. I would personally think that it'd be pretty funny if it happened to me, honestly. This is a really, really weird situation, honestly. I don't know how I'd react if somebody called the cops on me, honestly. I'm not sure. I did notice that she tried to throw the blame on somebody else, though.
I saw a few of her comments around, and she did make the comment, Ryan already stated this. So this was on Facebook that I saw. Where's it at? I'll throw it up on the stream. Here we go. She said this on she was there to play against women, not to play against girls. To that, I would say you should try to beat girls before you try to beat women, because apparently you can't even beat girls. So why are you trying to, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. Why are you trying to compete against women when you can't even compete against girls? Just an idea. I don't know. Okay, continue, Sam.
I don't even know, honestly. I'm not sure.
Oh, well, here we go. We found it. Apparently, Chris sent me this. Apparently, she's a 5'66" with a robustness of 30. So 5'66". It's a decent. That's a pretty good state level women's player, I would say.
Yeah, Ryan says 389 with 81 games in the system here.
Oh, you got a different one?
Yeah, that's Ryan Harmson just said that down there. So.
I don't know. We have two competing things. Chris and Ryan, you two can compete for our I team, our research.
Yeah, there you go.
Find out who's right. Come on, guys, go.
Because I have no clue.
It's pretty impressive, isn't it? I mean, the idea that you can get beat 7-0. I wish I would have watched the match. I wanted to.
How many matches in your life, guys? Now, all four of us are pool players. Have you been beat 7-0? It's happened to me one time in my life.
Yes. You got beat 7-0.
I played a lot of matches of.
Probably happened a few.
Yeah, I guess now that you say it, I guess I remember. I just played in a tournament this weekend where I drew Jeremy Fedkenauer first round, and I was up 4-1 and lost 7 straight. But I lost I guess 6 straight. I guess at that point, lost 7-4. So I think I bet I've lost 7 straight in a match before, but I don't know that I remember ever losing 7-0 in a match either. But I had to have at some point in time. Easily, I had to at some point in time.
Yeah, it must have happened to you, surely.
When it happens.
Is this an event on the Women's World Tour or whatever it's called?
No, this is just a kind of a. So the U.S. has a lot of very big regional events. So Turning Stone is a very big regional event. The Scotty Townsend, this is one of them. Music City Open. I mean, even to a lesser degree, Derby City Classic is kind of like that. But it's just the biggest of them, I would say. And basically what it is there's the Texas Open is another great example of a huge one where basically there are a bunch of every single pool room basically has 1, maybe 2 or 3 if you're a bigger one, like seems like Bob or the Skinny Bob's in Texas seems to have one every other week. So that's why I say multiple. But usually every big pool room has one big tournament every year, and that's kind of like their hallmark card for their event. This is this pool room's biggest event of the year. So that it's just a really, really big regional event that happens every single year, and it kind of builds up a reputation, I would say. But it's nothing that like matchroom ranking event or anything like that. It's just a really big regional event at this venue every year.
Yeah, there's a lot of what's called memorial type tournaments in the United States, and they're regional and they're local. But some of them are large and draw a lot of talent, and this is one of them.
Yep.
You know, Scotty Townsend Memorial Tournament.
Have the organizers said anything
So it's not
about
like the competition isn't there in these, and these young gals coming up that were at this tournament, they're superstars. I mean, they're just not pretty good at the game. They're going to be, you know, champions in a short order. By the time they're 21, they're going to be champions.
Yep.
Chris,
Chris, what were you asking?
Have the tournament organizers said anything about it yet?
This was streamed by Pool Action TV. And Pool Action TV kind of hinted at it on their like official write-up of the tournament and how everything went, and they said basically exactly what we've said. So, I mean, that's past that. I haven't seen anything, but Pool Action TV did address it on their official write-up. I mean, I could kind of read off what they had, but basically, they sounded like they were trying to be as diplomatic as possible while throwing her under the bus.
I mean, it's pretty hard to prove that she did it if she said she didn't.
Well, see, this is the weird part because she never denied that it happened. She just said that she wasn't the one who did it. She was just the one who was letting everybody know. But if you read Kennedy waiting for the cops to show up, I don't know too many people who don't make the phone call who are basically harassing / stalking the person that the cops were called on.
Yeah,
I don't know who this person is. I've never even heard of this person before today. From everything that I'm seeing on Facebook, even the stuff that she admits to, she doesn't seem like she's very innocent. It seems like this was a very calculated thing. And she seems like she thinks she's in the right. I mean, if you think that you're in the right because you came to play against women, not against girls, why wouldn't you think that you did the right thing here, right?
Yeah. I was reading around on Facebook, and there was people commenting saying that they heard her on the phone calling the cops.
Oh.
That's kind of what I saw too. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, first off, I can't lose to Sam, but if I would be able to, I would want to call the cops on him too. And the reason I can't lose to him is because I'll never play him ever again. I refuse to.
But Sam, you look older than your age. There's no question.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Do you?
Yeah.
You know,
most people think I'm about 18.
I was going to say somewhere around in there for sure.
Most people think I'm 18 too.
No,
well, Nate,
you're 40.
I don't know. Do you shave yet, Nate?
Yeah, I shaved a couple days ago.
Oh.
What? not my fault. I was born this way. It wasn't Maybelline. I was born this way, Rob. Well, I guess so.
So what else is happening in the pool? We got
So
that taken care of.
They extended out. Kennedy ends up going through and winning the first set of the double dip against April. This is where I kind of wish we had more insight onto it as to what actually happened. I don't know if the cops showed up or not. I mean, it seems unlikely that if the cops did show up, that they would have allowed her to stay, unless the rules. But this is where I don't know what the rules are in Louisiana too. I know that Kennedy does travel with her parents, who are very great people. I got to interact with them a few times. They're very nice people. And is the rule in Louisiana that you can be in a bar as long as you have a parental guardian? I'm assuming that would be the case. And if that was the case, then the cops showing up doesn't mean anything, right? Because the cops are just going to say, all right, well, don't drink.
Yeah, I mean, but April split the money with her anyway, I think. So whatever happened, it doesn't look like the final got played.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the at least the first set of the finals was played. From there, they didn't finish from there. So of course it's a true double elimination. So April Larson lost the first set of the finals, and then they decided to split from there. So
all right.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. It's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive to have that level of pettiness in your game. I just don't even know. I just don't even understand why that would happen. No. I mean, I guess, Sam, let me ask you this. Obviously you said this never happened to you, but try to put yourself in this position. If it was you, what would that do to you as a player, as being 16-year-old? And let's say the worst case scenario happened. Let's say they called the cops on you, and the cops came in and said, all right, Sam, you have to leave now. You cannot be here anymore. As a 16-year-old who just had that happen to you, how would that put you in a mental space? Would that make you more determined?
It would shake me up a little, I would say. I would probably for future ask bars if I'm able to be in your bar, and 10 if I'm there late, I would be careful from there on out. It would shake me up. Yeah.
Is that going to make you do this anyways now, just seeing that it happened? I mean, no. Seriously, I mean,
probably not. But
I mean, obviously it can happen at this point, and
it definitely can.
Sam, but you and I can name about 20 players in the Midwest that would probably be petty enough.
Oh yeah, I definitely know a couple,
and some good players too.
That bordering state of yours, bordering state of mine too.
Yeah. You're already hated like crazy in Minnesota, so you better watch yourself there.
Oh, come on! I mean, the other players in Minnesota don't respect his talent.
Well, they can respect his talent while hating him. He just goes and forfeits players out of tournaments up there, and
they don't even want to play him because they don't want to lose 7-0.
Well, Sam, I think that was actually kind of without saying any names. Do you want to say what happened to you last year at that tournament in Minnesota?
Yeah, I can. So we were at a pool hall up in Minnesota, near Minneapolis.
CRs.
CRs. And I was in the Final Four on the winner's side, huge field, about
nice
128. I think it was 128 players.
128. Okay. I was in the Final Four on the winner's side, and my match had just gotten called, and so I show up at the table, waiting for my opponent. About 10 minutes goes by. The tournament director comes up to me and says, "Hey, he's about 5 minutes away. He's just grabbing his jump cue from this place. He'll be here in 5 minutes." Okay. I said, "Okay, yeah, that's fine." So I wait a little. I wait 5 minutes, and then she comes back and says, "He's almost here." 10 minutes go by after that, still nothing. And then another 20 minutes go by, and she says it again to me. And I'm like, "What's going on here?" And I'm like, "Okay, I'm just gonna wait a little bit longer because I don't like to forfeit people." And eventually, the owner of the pool hall decides to say 2 more minutes, otherwise he's forfeited. And 2 minutes go by, he's forfeited. The dude shows up 20 minutes later and starts screaming at my parents, screaming at the tournament director, screaming at the owner, and
so he was an hour late for his match.
Yeah. I mean, And I mean, it was just unacceptable at that point. I mean, why not forfeit him at that point? I mean, even and then act like that too. Like, come on.
And it was, I mean, that was to get basically to play for the chair. So you're talking about that was realistically about $1,000 match.
I think it was a $1,300 match actually.
Yeah.
Well, then what happened to you?
I forfeited him, and then I got to play for the hot seat the next day.
And as a shout out to Jerry Johnson, who's one of the best in the business, he had none of it. He basically told the guy that if he hears one more peep out of him, he is not only going to lose his next match, he's not going to be allowed into that bar for the rest of his life. I mean, Jerry Johnson told him, like,
yeah, I didn't know. I know Jerry.
He's like, that's it. You shut your mouth right now.
For sure.
Yeah. He's like, you shut your mouth, or you will forever be banned from this bar, and you will lose every penny from this tournament. And we'll give it to Sam. We'll give all money coming to you to Sam if you say one more word.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a weird thing. I mean, how stupid do you have to be as a player to be in the Final Four and then just leave the bar for? I mean, he left before the match even started, right? It's not like he got announced and like decided to leave right then and there. Who gets to the semifinals of a tournament and then just leaves for 2 hours?
Yeah.
Who does that? When the next match is $1,300, who does that? How dumb do you have to be to do that? Chris, did these things happen in your neck of the woods?
Oh, and not where I am, because there are no tournaments or anything. But loads of stuff's happened over the years. Yeah, you always hear about stuff. Game just attracts a load of not very smart people at times. Unfortunately, it's just a magnet for it.
That seemed like the most diplomatic way you could say it.
Yeah, the best way I could say it on here, anyway.
Yeah, no, tell it like it is.
I don't want to hurt Sam's ears.
I don't. All right, go ahead. Cops were called.
No, you always see this stuff going on, don't you? There's always rubbish going on, especially at smaller events. Like if they're not international ones, then you're always gonna. You do get nonsense going on at international ones as well, but yeah, smaller local events and things, you're always going to get crap like that happening. It's not good.
Yep. Well, I guess it's a bummer that this happened, but I guess it's good in a sense for the event to get some highlights to it. Unfortunately, it's for the wrong reasons, but that's kind of what you get these days with pool.
Sam, how do you feel that your play, if it was at all, affected by what happened to you there at that tournament?
I don't really think it affected me that much. It just kind of happened, and then I let it go, honestly.
So good.
I forgot about it. I mean, the dude, he kind of kept bringing it back up the next day. Like he'd sneak a word in here or there, but I didn't really let it get to me.
So he was needling you a little bit.
Like there was one point where I kind of looked at him, and he said, "Come here," and I was like, "No." I mean, I didn't. I just was gonna leave it alone. I was just gonna continue playing the tournament. I didn't want to get into any drama or anything like that.
Yeah, like Clint Eastwood, don't let the old man in.
Yeah,
don't let anybody in. It's your head.
You're the only person that understands that, Rob.
Is me? No, you all get it. No, I didn't understand. You're in control of yourself and your reactions to everything around you. Nobody else. And so you really were, but Ryan says too, very mature in the way you responded to that situation. So not only look more than your age and your years, you act like it too. It's a good thing, buddy.
Thank you.
I don't think so.
No, you got Jim's not right here, so nobody's going to slap you, Nate. Wait a minute. Wait, slap him. There.
Other way.
Gotcha. Everything's backwards here. I can't figure it out.
Yeah, well, life's hard, you know. All right, so unfortunately, this takes away from a pretty good tournament. We already kind of hinted April Larson. We barely said her name at all, but she ends up chopping first place with Kennedy. So congratulations to April and Kennedy. There was also a men's side to this, so let's talk about that. And this, I guess I want to talk about this, and I don't know, maybe this would be a good idea. Well, let's just go ahead and talk about it. It drives me nuts because this tournament, you'll see it, especially at like the Midwest Open or these big one pocket events, like with this added money. I swear to God, that added money at one pocket events, you're talking like $10,000 added to a tournament with like no players in it. There's 8 players in this one pocket event, and I don't know how much money was added in total to the one pocket event, but like, why is it that we will add $5,000 to a one pocket event with 8 players, but we won't add that to, like, we'll add obviously 10,000 for a regular event, but there's 128 players, but we'll add 5,000 to an 8. At some point in time, obviously the one pocket is not being represented. Why is it that we can't just take that added money to the one pocket and add it into the real event and have a $15,000 added event?
I think
it just dumbfounds me.
Well, there's a lot of people with deep pockets who like one pocket, don't they? So the people that are agreeing to sponsor the one pocket piece of a tournament are probably putting that 5K in and saying it's earmarked specifically for the one pocket.
Sure.
It's got
Maybe.
I mean, I
Yeah,
can't think
no,
of
I
any
agree.
other reason why.
Yeah, so I mean the tournament in total was $15,000 added. The $6,000 added for the 10-ball main event or 9-ball main event was 9-ball main event was 6,000 added. That leaves $9,000 that went somewhere else. I would assume some of it was added to the women's. So let's say 2,000 of it was added to the women's, which makes John Tadaro, right? Hopefully I pronounced your name right. $7,000 added to a one pocket event with 8 players in it, and you had 192 players, or at least that's what it went up to. It looks to be about 150, 160 players, and they have 6,000 added. It just, at some point in time, when are we going to stop adding that money to the one pocket with 8 players and start adding it to the main event? Think of how much money this would actually. I don't know. I just don't understand. It happens at the Midwest Open. It happens all over the place, where these big, massive one pocket events with this huge amounts of money added to it, and then like there's nobody plays it. Nobody plays it.
The buy-ins are larger though, aren't they?
They should, yeah. They're usually 500 to 1,000, something like that.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. As somebody who just doesn't understand the one pocket all that much, like I enjoy the game, I enjoy watching it, but I enjoy watching a tournament, not 7 players play or 8 players play a double elimination event. Just crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe, I mean,
why does that drive you crazy?
What,
you don't think it's an even split in the money, right? You think
why? If nobody's going to support it, why would you add money to it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's different if you're getting 16 to 32 person fields. Great, awesome. Add that money. You're getting 8 like the Midwest Open last year. I think it was last year. Sam, was that last year that I saw you there? Was it last year or the year before that? Must have been the year before that.
Where?
At the Midwest Open. Was that last year?
I've never been to the Midwest Open.
You did, because that's where I got your signature on the cue ball.
That was at Big Dogs.
Yes, the Midwest Open at Big Dogs.
I think the Midwest Open is in Ohio.
No, the Midwest Open is in there. That was it.
The Big Dogs
Pretty
Billiards
sure.
Expo? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, the Big Dogs Billiards Midwest Expo.
So you have Sam's autograph on a ball?
I do, yeah.
Wow.
Anyways, that's neither here nor there. They had like 34 players sign up for the one pocket, and like all of them but 7 backed out. And to Ray Hansen's credit, he maintained the same amount of added money to it. But like 3/4 of the field backed out of that tournament and like just basically no call, no showed. Like that's at some point in time, when are we going to stop doing this where we just add a bunch of money to a tournament that nobody shows up to? I mean, that money, I would much rather see that go to 160 players who show up for the 9-ball. but I'm just being a one pocket hater, I think is what's happening. So, I mean, does anybody have any thoughts on that? I mean, Chris, I mean, this has got to be a little weird for you because you don't even have one pocket, right? And you're up hardly.
No, we don't have it. I think it's the best game though, but
You do?
So I watch a lot of it. Yeah, I do. Yeah,
Okay.
I watch a lot of it. It's more of a gambling game. Mistakes probably do need to be higher, even in tournament play.
Oh, I see. Sure.
But
why do you like it the best? One pocket.
I think it's the most skillful. I think it's the most
I agree.
skillful, all aspects of it.
Okay, so it entertains all the aspects of the game of.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Other than traditional safeties, apart from that, but everything
Sure.
it's got everything else. And now
all the rail shots, all the bank shots, all the defensive skill shots.
Yeah,
I don't know that.
But now, the last 4 or 5 years has changed. The game's changed again, where people are running out of racks more and more frequently, especially Filler and Ghost and those guys have started playing. The game's changed a little bit again.
I don't know that I agree with you that it's the most skillful, but I do agree that it's the most cerebrally skillful. Like it takes. I don't think that the skills required to succeed at one pocket are significantly higher than, let's say, straight pool. But the understanding of the game, the mental side of the game is significant. It's not even close between that and any other game. Maybe short of straight pool. I don't know straight pool that well, so I can't really talk with it. But that's the one that I don't understand. The game that I don't understand, so that's one I can't speak for. I just think cerebrally, you have to know the most to have the most success in that game, or you have to be ultra talented like Josh and Fedor because they don't. Yeah. I would like
you have to have nerves of steel also, because your decisions on whether to go for a shot or not go for a shot, that's a big deal in one pocket. Where in some other games, so you don't get back to the table that rack, maybe you'll get back to the next rack, but in one pocket, that could be the end of the game.
Yeah.
Making that decision, that wrong decision. And it's like straight pool in that regard. You make one mistake and the guy runs 150 balls, you don't shoot again. So, and 8 balls in the same pocket. I don't know how you'd compare that to straight pool. What do you think about that? If you were going to, how many balls in straight pool would be comparable to running 8 shots in the same pocket?
I don't know.
14. Because it's the rack.
No, more than that for sure.
No, you think so?
I
think it's harder to run. I think it's harder to run 14 balls in straight pool and get a break shot than it is to run a rack of 8 ball.
No, I don't mean 8 ball. I mean one pocket.
To
take all 8 balls in your pocket in a row, no misses, is equivalent to. It's got to be running 50 balls in straight pool.
Well, it's nearly impossible to say that because what does the table look like beforehand? Were there 50 innings that Chris and I are playing one pocket? Were there 50 innings before somebody got an offensive shot to be able to run at? If there's 50 innings, I bet it's not very hard at all to run 8 in your pocket because they're going to be spread out nicely. If there's 2 innings off of the break, then it's probably going to be pretty tough. You probably have to make 3 or 4 break shots to be able to get to 8.
Point.
So
that's a very good point.
I mean, that's the thing. That's one of the things with one pocket. I mean, you could literally have 20 innings where you don't have a single offensive shot, but by the time that you get to that point, there's going to be a lot of openings. Probably there's going to be a lot of balls that play to the pocket that you just have to basically play positioning on.
Yeah, and if all the balls are down the other end of the table,
and if you have 60, let's say you have 50 innings before you get an offensive shot, then probably 13 of the 15 balls are on the other side of the table, and it's super tough.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's one of the reasons I think, Chris, I agree with you about one pocket because of that, because there's so many angles and so many ways to look at the game and so many ways to play it. Other pool games, you just put balls in the pocket. That's pretty much it. And the guy who puts more balls in the pocket wins. Well, one pocket's way, way, way more complicated than that. Way more cerebral, for sure. Yeah, I see, in the last, maybe 30 years, one pocket becoming more popular every single year in the United States. There's more people playing it, more people. You go walk into a pool hall now. If they got 9-foot tables in there, there's somebody playing one pocket somewhere, and they're gambling, doing it. especially in the wintertime down south in Texas, Arizona, that part of the country, Southern California. Bless you, man.
Did
You get
mute
any
in
on
time?
you?
Hopefully, I muted my mic in time. Had a nice little sneeze there for all the people in the podcast. Hey, Sam left. Somebody
Yeah.
must have called the cops. Where'd Sam go? Dang it, Chris. Did you call the cops on him?
Nah, not me.
Tina strikes again. I tell you what. Tina strikes again. Well, I guess the one
Here's
pocket.
the comment here: running 8 and out. Eric makes a comment here. In one pocket can be done with more knowledge than skill, and I agree with part of that statement. I'd say yes, it's definitely going to take some knowledge. Efren talked about this after he played this year, I believe, at the Derby. He talked about this. They asked him this question in an interview, and because there were times when he took the harder shot in one pocket. Took the shot with a lower percentage of making it, but if he did that and made it, then the other next three shots were going to be much easier, rather than taking those 2 or 3 easy shots and being done with the game. So the knowledge is a factor too, but I think it's more even with skill and knowledge with one pocket for sure. Just because of those situational thoughts in your head when you're playing. Boy, man, if I take this one shot here and if I make this bank right now, I'm going to have 3 more over here that I can pocket then. So I like that. Yeah, it's a one pocket. The more I watch it, I wish I had a place to play it and somebody to play against, because it is great. It's a great game. That and straight pool. I agree with Earl Strickland. Straight pool has been one of the best games there is in pocket billiards.
Earl Strickland says something different to that every damn day. I literally have heard Earl Strickland. I literally have heard Earl Strickland say X is the best game in the whole wide world, and 80% of the time it's golf. Golf is the best game. I like Earl. We're buddies.
Yeah.
No.
Earl's unique for sure.
No.
I played a guy in Tucson back in the middle 70s, and I played him some golf on the big table, golf table with the big snooker table, and with the snooker balls, and we played back a pocket, where if you miss, if you're kicking at your ball, you miss it, you go back a hole. I never got past 3, and he ran the table twice. He kicked in the 6 hole 2 times, 2 rails, and made it.
Golf is a fun game. Yeah, golf is a fun game.
And he said, I can't remember his name, but I played him for 3-4 hours. I never won a game. I didn't care because I was just watching something that I thought was incredible. And this fella said he'd go out to New York twice a year and come back to Tucson with $50,000 playing golf on a big 12-foot snooker table.
You ever played golf, Chris?
Yeah, but I think the rules might be different for us.
Oh, just go around the table, bank the first ball in, and then go around?
Yeah, but yeah, it's different for us.
Okay.
So
our first hole is bottom right hand.
Yeah, but you've each got a ball and you pick it randomly. And there's a few different ways to play it. Depends who you're playing with. You can handicap it and stuff.
Oh, sure.
I think it sounds probably similar, but I think there's definitely some differences listening to you talk about it.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
At the U.S. Open, we'll have to play some next year. It'll be fun.
Yep.
We could play a set of golf, then we could play a set of 9-ball, and then we can finish off with the rack game. Since you like that game so much. You and Sam are definitely the defending champions at that, aren't you?
The game sucked.
I gotta find that video. Nobody knows what I'm talking about. Sorry, guys. Inside joke.
That was a bit of an inside joke because I'm on the outside of that one.
You are on the outside of it too, Rob. Sorry. I do have that video somewhere. Maybe I'll have to fire it up for next time. I got Sam and Chris both on the podcast at the same time. It'd be fun. All right. Well, back to the one pocket, I guess. Tony Chohan wins over Josh Roberts. Doesn't go undefeated all the way through. Josh Roberts gets back to the. I guess he did go undefeated all the way through. Played Josh Roberts in the finals. Roberto Gomez gets third. Billy Thorpe gets fourth. If there's one thing, I mean, it's a really tough field. Everybody that was in the field is a pretty much a proven champion. I don't know who William Hagenson is, but he went 4-0, 4-0 loss. So maybe he's not maybe he's a little out of his element there. But everybody else, Jonathan Hennessy, Warren Kiamko, Scott Frost, Billy Thorpe, Roberto Gomez, Josh Roberts, Tony Chohan. It's a pretty tough tournament. So congrats to Tony. Let's move on to the
Mr.
ninth.
Seems to be playing some pretty good pool the last couple of years. His name is up there in a lot of the tournaments.
If there's one thing about him is he does play good, but he just doesn't play much.
Okay.
So when he comes around, he seems to do well. All right, let's look at the little 10-ball mini tournament they had. It was won by Roberto Gomez over Josh Roberts. Again, cool to see Josh Roberts playing. I think he's always a Mosconi Cup potential if he plays, but he just hasn't been playing much the last few years, although he's been playing more. I think he actually gave a pretty good stab at trying to make the Mosconi Cup last year. He had gone to the Sandcastle Open as well as the U.S. Open, trying to get a last gasp effort into getting into the Mosconi Cup. So it's good to see his name out there right away in the year. Sam is back again. He decides he wants to keep leaving and coming back in, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know what's happening. I got no clue.
Oh, I think Tina keeps striking.
Most of us don't have a clue what's happening, Sam. So you're in good company.
I'm telling you, Tina's striking again, man. She's. If you open up that window, the blinds behind you, she's probably right around that window, just staring through, just seeing if it's working. She's outside, she's outside flipping the main breaker to your house, just watching you struggle with it. It's funny.
Yeah, probably.
All right, so let's talk about the 9-ball, the main event. Jonathan Hennessy, there you go, Rob, your favorite player in the whole wide world. Jonathan Hennessy wins the tournament. Tony Chohan almost completes the double dip, but does not.
Okay.
This is definitely not a world quality event at this point, but there are a lot of world quality players that are in it. The top 8, I guess, in order. Jonathan Hennessy takes first. Tony Chohan gets second. Chris Reinhold gets third. Warren Kiamko's fourth. Justin Espinoza and Billy Thorpe are 5th, 6th. And I guess I want to just give a little highlight to Billy Thorpe. I guess he won his first match and then loses his second match and wins about 13 matches straight to get back to 5th, 6th. So that's a long day. What do we have here? Let's see who did he lose to? He lost to Billy DePer.
Playing pretty good. He Facebooks once in a while about his practice and how much time he's been putting in to the game.
Yeah, he's been
6 months.
Yeah, he does some cool stuff. I mean, if there's one thing about Chris, he's into photography and he's into like editing and stuff like that. So he kind of repurposes his second love into his main love, which is, he does a lot of like videos and photos and stuff like that, which is pretty cool to see. You get kind of more of an insight as to who he is as a person, which I think it's fun. So
yeah, that is fun.
Yeah. So, Billy Thorpe gets a pretty brutal draw. He draws Josh Roberts in the second round, loses that match. I guess, what did he lose on the hill? He loses hill. And then goes on a tear on the B side. Wins 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 matches in a row before losing to Chris Reinhold hill. So, yeah, it beat some really good players too. Beats Shane McMinn, Rob Saez. Yeah. So Billy Thorpe is, he had a little stretch there where he was winning quite a few events. I would like to see him get back on the Mosconi Cup. I think we need his energy. And I guess the comment that was made earlier, by Craig, Earl for Moscone Cup again. I hope not. I would like to see Earl there, or I would like to see Billy there. That'd be a much better option for me.
I agree.
Lonnie just got out of a meeting. Sorry. Well, she doesn't want to. She doesn't want to come and talk to us. Actually, we should try to get Lonnie actually in here. Lonnie, if you're able to join in for a second. I want to hear. As a woman, I guess I would like to hear what you thought about the Tina situation, and if you even know her. Maybe you actually know her and have some insight on it. That might be interesting. But I don't know. Any thoughts? I guess this isn't a big event. There's not a lot that's going on right now, at least in the past. So, any thoughts on this event? Or Chris, what do you have going on with your season coming up? Do you have any tournaments yet on the radar?
UK Open next month, and then the Predator. No, it's not Predator. Is it Predator? Whatever. Bucharest Open. I don't know if it's Mezza or if it's Predator. I can't remember who sponsors it. That's almost straight after, I think. And then I need to find something to do between kind of July and September. See what tournaments I'll go to.
I'll be
playing Jason's one in the US Open.
I'll be in Europe. You want to hang out with us?
Yeah. What are you coming over for?
Kind of vacation, but the wife and I are going to go to Wojtek Szewczyk's wedding. I don't know if I can say that online. Sure, I'm going to do it anyways. So we're going to Poland for that, but we're going to Amsterdam. So here we go. If I have any listeners, any podcast listeners, we're going to Amsterdam for 3 days. I believe we'll be there from June. We're leaving June 30th, and we'll be flying with the time zone. So we'll probably be landing probably very early on the 1st of July. We'll be in Amsterdam for 3 days. Then we're going to Warsaw, Poland for 4 days. And then we're going to wherever the wedding is. I'm going to be going and hanging out with Victor Zielinski. Said he'll take us in for a couple days and show us around his town.
Nice.
And then we're going to Lithuania and then Estonia. So we'll be going to hang out with Pius Labutis in Lithuania, and then Dennis Graba to hang out in Estonia. They're going to show us around their country. So that'll be fun. You can come hang out with us.
Oh, I envy you for that. Oh, dang. I've been to Amsterdam, and that is surreal.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. The architecture is unreal.
Well, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Claire. Claire, you're more than welcome to join us. And then I'm going to, of course, London for the Moscone Cup. Got my tickets. So we'll be going to London in December too. So fun. Sam, you want to come with? You want to fly over the pond?
Let me think about it. No. No, I don't. Not at all.
Sam is deathly afraid of flying, but
oh, really?
Chris, I'm getting him on a plane with me. He's going to come to that Jason's event. So Sam and I will be there.
Sam, planes float. Don't worry about it.
No. I mean, no. Just no. I don't want to fly over the ocean. I don't want to look out the window and see nothing. I don't want to see one just absolutely nothing. I want to be able to see land. I don't. No.
It doesn't matter if it's water or if it's land. If you're coming down, it's not good.
No, yeah, no, not good at all. But first off, we got to fly over the Great Lakes first to get to Connecticut. So that'll be fun. Not.
Greg's got an idea. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Horse tranquilizer Sam and bring him with.
I'm probably gonna need some medicine to knock me out during that flight.
Well, I would get you on the wine diet. That's what helped me with my first flight. But you're only 12, so you can't have any wine yet. Maybe we can get you some. My cat has I got a bunch of bottles of cat wine.
Oh.
Maybe we can get you some of that. I'm not sure if that's legal to drink.
Ask Jerry Johnson to take you up in his plane.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Jerry Johnson's a pilot.
I know that, but he
He'll
flies
let you
like
fly
a two-seater. Them two-seaters crash all the time. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Chris, do you like flying?
Yeah, I spend like about half my time at home and then half my time somewhere else. So I'm always flying one way or another.
Yeah, and you live on an island. It's hard to get to.
Yeah.
It's hard to get to an island when you don't have. When you don't have a plane, eh?
Yeah.
Well, then I'm not going to go and find the picture of my father had an airplane when I was young, and I learned how to fly it when I didn't have a driver's license yet, but I have a picture of that plane when it crashed, and so I won't show that to you, Sam. I'll just leave it in the drawer.
Okay. Works for me.
I didn't know you were a pilot, Rob. Or
Yeah, I had a.
I guess as a 6-year-old, maybe you were. Did it have power steering?
Actually, kind of, yeah. There's no wheels on the ground, so it steers really easy up in the air.
Rob are both pilots. They both know how to fly planes. Sam would drive his straight into the.
You broke up there pretty good. Your audio did.
Andy's gone.
I didn't catch. Yeah, he could get rid of himself at this point. No, when I'll just clue everybody in out there. Nate was very disgusted last week because of some of the technological issues that we have with doing the podcast. And really, he was so depressed. He called me up and he said, "I think I'm going to quit." I went, wait. He's done this before in the past. We've been doing this for 5 years now. It's our start of our 5th year. So he's called me on numerous occasions. He goes, "Wait a minute, I want out. I don't want to do this anymore." And that was one of the things is that technology, although it's very, very good, when you have a show like this and it breaks down a little bit, that can be pretty unnerving for sure.
Shut up, Rob. Kicking him out. All right, we're back. Yeah, I don't even know what that was. That's a little glitch, I guess. I don't know what. Is there anything that you guys? What do we want to talk about? What do you think? Anything that we have on docket for us?
Well, I'm leaving in 5 minutes because the World Snooker Final is starting.
Ooh! I just saw a 147.
Yeah, Selby last night.
Yeah, Selby, right?
Selby had a
God, I
147.
watched it.
Unbelievable.
Was
Crazy.
it beautiful or what?
Oh,
Did you notice
unbelievable.
on his back cuts on that 7-ball?
Yeah.
How much softer he would hit those shots than a normal position type shot. And then those couple of break shots he had where he went off the rail and he hit those babies pretty firm.
Yeah.
I mean, what a run.
Yeah, some achievement, but it's it doesn't look to have helped him very much because he's trailing quite a lot now. I think it's 15-10 race to 18. So just double check, is that right? Yeah, 15-10 race to 18, and it finishes tonight.
Wow,
So
that's got to be grueling. Mentally grueling.
The finals 4 sessions over 2 days, but they'll have played. Each of the players will probably have played the better, 14 or 15 sessions just to get to the final, probably something like that.
Wow,
maybe more. So yeah, it's hard work for them. So it's the tournament's on for like 15, 16 days. Today's the last day. So it's been good this year, but some years it's boring. This year it's been really good. So yeah.
Are they?
I didn't catch that.
no, I didn't either.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Try again, mate.
Are they drinking their orange powder to keep their energy levels up? I heard that comes in packet form.
Yeah. Yeah, that was bad. Yeah, the climate. I don't know if they were the climate people or the Save the Trees people, whoever they were, but they did their thing and messed up a table for an evening. That was about it, though. They recovered the table overnight, and it made no difference. If they'd used their brains, so in the Crucible where the World Snooker is, you have 2 tables for all of the tournament, all the way down to the semi-finals. if they really wanted to cause disruption, they should have waited until the final table, to the one table setup, which is just for the semi-finals and the final, and then they could have made a real, it would have been a real pain for everybody. But what they did just made zero impact to anybody's day, unfortunately for them.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Well, they tried real hard, so that was good.
Yeah.
Having fun sometimes,
The reflection of that is negative all around in every respect.
Yeah. I don't know what that movement's like in America, but it's pretty big here in Europe. So they'll like try and block off ports or try and block motorways or highways, freeways, whatever you'd call them.
Really?
And just be a general pain in the ass. But it's not working for them. So I don't know what they got up their sleeves next, because they're just building up a head of steam where people hate them, which isn't what they're looking for, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't care about your purpose anymore.
Yeah, it's weird.
Switch the channel off.
Yeah.
Whoa, we have a friend.
Hey, all right.
We'll put her in Rob's spot.
A fox.
Top left. Hi,
I'll
Lonnie.
jump out. I'll go because the snooker's starting. Hi, Lonnie.
Hey, all right,
Bye, Lonnie.
Wait, Chris, hold on.
Okay.
Ha, now I kicked him out. That felt good.
What a rat.
Busted.
There he goes. There he goes.
Lonnie I don't think Lonnie wants to talk to us.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, perfectly.
Hi. Sorry, when I had to hurry up and jump in the shower. I have to work this afternoon, so I had to do that first. So wet head and all, I'm here.
Okay.
Nate, why do you keep cutting out today? Usually you're the good one.
He's got technical issues, and I think it's his brain interfering with the technology in front of him. I don't think it's anything wrong with the computers.
I think it's just I have to just have something go wrong, because that's just my life these days.
So Lonnie, what's your take on the tournament then that we talked about earlier with
Kennedy?
Yeah, with her getting beat 7-0 and then kind of
so I don't really know. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, first off, I think if she really did it, that's petty, that Tina girl. But I'm really kind of getting a kick out of all the memes on Facebook right now. It's pretty funny. Yeah. Although I do feel bad for her. If she really did that, she's gonna get blacklisted everywhere. Like, people are just gonna chew her up.
Oh yeah.
And so I just think it's really, I think it's a really poor choice if she really did do that. But I don't know. I mean, you never know with pool rooms too. I mean, rumors fly, but people say that they heard her do it. So if that really happened, I feel bad for her. And God help me, I hope it wasn't because she got beat 7-0. Like, just take it on the chin, girlfriend. It's not necessary to do all that. You know, these juniors are really big. They're big influencers in our sport right now. And I don't think we should be, I don't think we should, it's almost going backwards from what we're trying to do with pool. So I feel bad for her. She's going to get ate up. I mean, the memes alone are hilarious. Like, I would have to disappear from all social media. I mean, it's awful. I feel so bad for her.
I think she took down her league page. Somebody said here. A little bit
Yeah, I think they did. I'm not 100% sure, but I saw somewhere that they thought they did. So, man, Nate, are there filters on this thing? I am rough action today. I don't even want to see it.
Yeah, Nate's having his problems I
know
with the technology today.
Nate's trying his best.
He tries hard.
All right. So I was looking at some of the messages, right? Little Chris, you're funny, dude. Like, I haven't heard that before. Anyway, I'm just playing. So Matt, yeah, the WPBA actually has like 3 events in the works right now. So we just added a new one to our calendar at Iron City Billiards. So we're pretty excited about that. We're kind of doing a back to the bricks thing and hitting up some pool rooms and making connection with real people instead of kind of being behind the velvet rope. So that's pretty exciting. I think some of the players are excited about it, and I'm sure the pool rooms are, and of course the fans. But So the WPBA kind of separated from Predator a little bit. We had done some things with them last year. And so this year, I think we're just separating a little from them as far as our ranking events. So the girls are welcome to play in the Predator Pro Series, which they should if they want to. But we're just kind of separating our ranking events from those. So we still have lots of things in the works. So stay tuned. It's still happening. But Iron City is pretty cool. We're pretty excited about that one. They're having all those really cool high-low tournaments where people are winning large amounts, and I'm pretty pumped up about going over there.
How many WPBA events are on the calendar this year?
So I believe there's 4 with 2 more in the works. I might be wrong by 1 or 2 there.
That's a bummer. There was 12 last year.
10.
10.
Yeah. So we have our traditional classic events. And then last year we met up with Predator and made their events ranking events for the girls in the tour. But this year they just took those ranking events out. So the girls are still going to be playing in probably most of those Predator events. And we're trying not to cross paths with dates with them. But it's just a different set of ranking points. It was kind of hard because Predator had so many spots. And so it was really hard to give like a fair point system, I believe, with those events versus the regular classic WPBA events. So in order to keep the points kind of separate, I think had a lot to do with it.
Huh.
So
I think it seems like there's going to have to be a podcast on why we aren't pairing up with Predator anymore, because that seems like a pretty good opportunity for it.
So I am not a board member for the WPBA, so that would not be my conversation to have.
That's why I said its own podcast.
Yeah. We could do something else.
Is Dean still the head guy there?
Yes, sir. And then we've got, yes. And we have a couple new board members. We got Jerry Stuckert, that was the previous Predator tournament director, I believe.
Okay.
So he's come on board with us. And
Nice.
And then, of course, Tiffany Easton, Savannah's mom, is helping us with a lot of our marketing, which is obviously she does a great job.
Okay.
And so we've got some really talented people in place right now that are just starting to come in. And so I'm excited to see where it goes. So
Nice.
yeah. So
Yeah,
we're doing more streaming and we're getting better. And
There's that. too.
yeah. And we're trying to keep it on a free platform right now. So that's a big thing for us, because if we go with independent streamers to stream our stuff, it's harder, and they want to get paid. So, and the WPBA is nonprofit. So everything that we raise goes to our players. And so,
I told Dean like 4 years ago that I would come and stream all of his events for free, and he
must be
turned that
you.
down.
It's probably you.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why. For sure.
I'm just
It's
kidding.
just a personality thing, Nate.
All right, so Lonnie will no longer be on the podcast going forward.
I'm just kidding. I think Dean, and this is my honest opinion, and I hope I don't get banned from the WPBA, right? I think Dean in the beginning was not keen to the streaming and the technologies behind it. And so I think that he is slowly starting to see that this is the way of the future and that it's working in other organizations. So we really appreciate him listening to us, because Angela, Janik, and myself are really on him about we need to stream these events.
Good. Stay on him.
Yeah. And so he's really come on board. He's been really cool. And I appreciate all the fans out there that watch, and we sell ball sets in order to help us stream the events. So I appreciate every single person out there that bought ball sets from us. I know that sounds horrible, but it's bad, but it's true, and it's really helped. So we appreciate it, and we're able to do things. So
yeah, you got to take what you can get.
Yeah.
When the time arises. I mean, that's just the way it is. Yeah.
So, and we've also recently switched over to digital pool. So we're also using that platform to get our matches out there, and slowly coming back into this century, right? So I know the WPBA has kind of been like a lost art in the pool world, but it is I mean, in my personal opinion, and I've watched it, it's the longest standing tour of any professional tour in the country in North
Oh, yeah.
America. So with all due respect, I love what everyone's doing, but I do think that the WPBA has a place.
Yeah,
So
it definitely has some staying power. There's
yeah,
no question there.
yeah, proven,
Proven.
so
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. So we just want all the ladies that want to be involved in this. And I think Q-Tech may have joined board with us. So we're making some moves in that. I'm not 100%. So please nobody sue me if I'm wrong. Just rumors. So it looks like we've got some good stuff coming our way. So as long as we keep moving forward, we're good.
What's the latest on the Black Widow and her health and things like that?
So I seen that she was playing, and then she was just at the APA national event. So I know she's out there.
Okay.
I seen that she played in an event in Florida, and we're hoping, I'd love to see her back on the tour. Like she is the most known name in pool, really.
Pretty much.
Like literally, like you can ask anyone who
Men
doesn't
and
even
women.
play pool. Yeah. And you can ask people that don't play, like, what do you know about pool? And they always say, hey, that black spider, or, I mean, they may not get it right, but they know who she is, so
Right.
you can't beat that. She did it right.
Right. Yeah, I had heard also that she's coming around. She's coming back. Definitely got a tremendous attitude. Going through these tough times and things like that, and keeping her spirits up.
Yeah, she's a fighter.
Yeah, exactly.
So what else is going on? What's this tournament? Was the Scotty Townsend's not a ranking event, correct?
No.
Okay. So what other ranking events for Moscone for the Team USA do we have here that's accessible to them here?
The next one is going to be
U.S. Open, probably, huh?
no. Well, Jason's running one the weekend before, so that's definitely not the Chuck Marculus Memorial. 20,000 added at Hard Time Billiards in Sacramento. So Oscar's running that one. That is the June 8th, I guess. So that's not too far in the future.
Yeah, so the same weekend that goes on, the WPBA ladies will be at Iron City. So there'll be a couple good streams out there to watch some good pool that weekend.
Yeah, and then July 13th through the 17th is the 2023 Midwest Billiards and Q Expo. See, I told you, Sam. Told you.
I thought it was called Big Dogs Expo. I'm not sure.
Big Dogs.
Where's that at? Des Moines?
Come on, boys.
Yeah, that is in Des Moines. Yep. So, I don't know. Those are the events coming up. Not too many, but this is kind of the slow time for pool, I guess, for the year. But there is still going to be the Spanish Open. I guess there's a lot of events that have been filling in the last few years. The UK Open, the J Flowers Scottish Open. Those were added in the last 2 years. There's the Spanish Open, which was added this year. The Jacoby 9-Ball Open, that was added this year. So there's the European Open that was added last year. There's a lot of events from now until, I guess, the U.S. Open, where there used to be just a big, giant dead zone in here of big events. And now it's, there's 6 or 7 events in there, so that's pretty good. Making progress.
There's a lot. I didn't know. I wasn't sure. I knew that the last one, didn't Billy Thorpe win that, like the McDermott one or whatever?
The McDermott Classic, yeah.
Yeah, I heard you guys talking about the Moscone and having certain people on, and man, it's tough. There's some good ones out there. Like, I feel like we gave Justin Bergman a chance in Sky kind of before they were really known. Like, I really like this Cash Keaton kid. What do you guys think about that kid?
He's ultra talented. I'm hoping that he is not following the same exact path that a lot of players at his age and his talent level has gone, which is basically just gambling like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I think even like a Lucas Fracassa Werner too is another player kind of in that ilk where they care more. They seem to